Alright, so it's finally time to put some primer on these doors. And the first thing that I'm going to do is just take this air compressor that I have. It's a little pancake compressor. I'm just going to blow all the dust off of the door and the work table here, so that when I'm painting, I don't get any dust from anything that's nearby blown into the paint. I already did it before and blew a lot of the dust off, so I'm just showing you basically what all the steps are that I'm taking to do this. Okay, for the next step I'm going to clean the doors off. I've already wiped them down with a rag. Now I'm going to spray on this wax and grease remover and then wipe them down again, just to make sure that there's nothing on the door that will cause any problems for the primer to stick to. I'm using this stuff. It's called Prep All. I bought it at the local paint supply store. And it's just a wax and grease remover, and the nice thing about this one is it's an aerosol, so it just sprays on. And I got a clean rag, old t-shirt. I'm just going to wipe it down nice and clean. And I'll do, so you get a little bit of residue comes off, and I'll do both doors. Alright, so now that I've wiped each door down 3 times with the wax and grease remover, I'm ready to start putting the paint on. And you heard me say before, I just have a little pancake air compressor right now, so I don't have anything that can run a big spray gun. So what I'm going to do for these 2 doors is I'm just going to use this can of primer. I got this at the paint supply store. This is a 2K EP epoxy primer. And I've been shaking it for a while. It's got like 12, 15 ball bearings in here, it feels like. The other unusual thing about this can is it has this tap on the bottom that when you're ready to use it, you have to press that and inject some catalyst or something into the paint. Then you have to mix it again, and then you spray it on. And because it's it's like an epoxy primer, I'm going to wear a respirator mask when I do it, so I won't be talking when I put the paint on. I just wanted to tell you up front what's going to happen. Alright, so I've been shaking this thing for a while. So now what you do is you pull out this little red cap off of the top, and you put it on down here at the bottom like this. Then you turn this over and you press it down. Get something hard. I'm going to put it on the ground and just push it on the ground. You might not be able to see it. So now you have to shake it some more. I'm going to spend the next 2 or 3 minutes shaking the can. Alright, I've been shaking this thing up, so now I'm ready to paint. I got my respirator here, and it has this organic vapor or whatever it is, charcoal filter on it. Plus it's got this particulate filter, so it should be protected. So you never want to do something like this and not protect yourself. This stuff is, it eats itself into the metal, so it's got to be bad for your lungs and your skin and everything else. Okay, so I don't have enough paint to do both doors. This can, I thought this one can would be enough to do both, but it's not. And I don't know if you could see when I was painting it, but I got a drip off of the edge of the can. So I'm a little annoyed about that. I'll have to go back and sand that out. I'm not going to fool with it right now. I'll just let it dry. And I can always sand it. Now when I pressed this activator button on the bottom, I didn't hear anything happening inside the can. I don't know if you're supposed to hear something or not. I thought I was going to hear something. I expected to, but I didn't. I'm hoping that, you know, what was supposed to come out of that cylinder inside when I pressed that little button actually came out. But, you know, it looks good. I'm happy with how it turned out. Except for the drip, obviously. It's not the color I thought it was going to be, but looking at the cap, it matches the cap. But it is a primer, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'll go to the paint store on Monday and I'll get another can for the other door. You know, but now's the time. You know, I need to get an air compressor so I can spray, you know, paint that you can mix up out of a can. With these kind of rattle cans, is not going to do it to paint the whole car. And I've just been waiting to get a compressor until the need for it actually arose, so I guess I'm at that point now. So if anybody has any suggestions on a compressor, you know, or a paint gun, just leave me some comments. You know, what do you have? Do you like it? Don't you like it? What size compressor? Who makes it? You know, I've been doing some research on my own, but you know, it's always good to find out from people what they have, you know, what works and what really doesn't work. So I'll let this dry for a couple of minutes, flash off, and then I will take a nice look at it with the camera. You know, from where I'm standing, it looks good. You know, all of the work that I did on the sanding and filling and sanding and filling, I think paid off. It looks nice. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little walk around here. It's not fully dry yet. I know that because I stuck my thumb in it and got some paint on it. It looks kind of splotchy right now, and that's the difference between the areas where there's filler and the areas where it's just bare metal. So I don't think that's really a problem. I think it's just you know, a texture difference, and paint's going to dry at a different rate. But I'm happy with how it came out for the most part. There are a couple of areas that I see that I need to have a little more work done on them, like down in this corner. There's a little groove in the filler there. And that's where I stuck my thumb in it right there. I'll have to work on that. But then up at the top here, there's like a little pit. I don't know if you can really see it. Right in this, whoops, right in this area here. So that'll just take a little bit of filler will fix that, no problem. But overall, I think it came out really nice. You know, when you look down at it, looks good. Just standing back like this, you know, and kind of getting it without all the splotches in it. It looks really nice. So I'll just get another can and we'll do the other door, and they'll be ready to put them on the car so we can start hanging the sheet metal on the back.